Hi everyone, this is daveac and this is my vblog 171 for Friday the 28th of October 2011, and it's a simple vlog to my fellow 7 billion possible viewers. Yes, as it's announced that the world population is now 7 billion, let me read you this even more incredible statistic, and this human is 75,357,261,575th person to walk this planet. And I'll tell you how that has been calculated a little bit later. But welcome to this vlog 171. I'm sorry I haven't got any other extra content this week, because I've got quite a lot of factual stuff to talk about, these global things, and of course the drink at the end, and I need to do it all within 15 minutes if I possibly can. So let's now go back. I'll tell you about that number in a moment, but let's get the podcasting news sorted first, if we may. Cult and Collective, of course, met on Sunday on our Touch ID 54821. We were talking about, on Sunday the 23rd of October, the Sarah Jane Adventures Series 5, of course the final truncated series of this great children's show, of course because of the sad death of Elizabeth Sladen. So we spent about just over an hour and a half on the Collective talking about her contribution and the actual series as a whole. And hope you will give that a listen. It is up on the feeds and of course on iTunes. Then midweek we put up the second of our commentaries of the current series we're reviewing, and what that series is the UK version of Life on Mars. We're covering series 1, 8 episodes, and we're hoping to get those all done before Christmas. And the one that went up midweek was episode 2 of Life on Mars. They don't seem to have titles, these episodes, so it's episode 2, Life on Mars, UK version, on iTunes, and of course all our commentaries are on zarban.com. Hope you'll give that a listen. Now this coming Sunday, that's the 30th of October, as we're coming up to Halloween, we're doing episode 123, and it is Ghosts and Other Hauntings. Please try and join us for that. Now, time. This is a bit difficult because it will be at the usual time of 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, but here in the UK we will be moving off summertime, so instead of it being 7 p.m, I think if my calculations are right, it will be 6 p.m. for just this 1 week, because a week later the United States move also off summertime. So just be doubly sure and check that whichever time zone you're in. But the basic time zone is 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Touch ID 54821. Ghosts and Other Hauntings. Okay, now I just want to mention another podcast. I'm going to do it here, although it relates to wine, and it relates to the wine I'll be drinking here as well later. Is that every Tuesday I am doing a new wine podcast. It's called the Big and Fruity Wine Podcast. I've done 9 of them now. The most recent one, of course, I did on the Tuesday just gone, and it's called Making the Most of Wine. And again, that I do on a Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That has been 10 p.m. here in the UK. So this coming Tuesday, it will be 9 p.m. for 1 week only, and then hopefully it will 9 p.m. sorry, for 1 week only. Then it will switch back to 10 p.m. So if you want to join me live, the call ID for that is 112272. And I'm going to mention a little bit about it now, because I included a report to myself, sort of back to base report, because I'd gone shopping, and in Tesco's I'd noticed this new range of wines they've got called Simply Wines. The wine I actually tasted on that podcast was Simply Zinfandel Californian wine, 30%. There is no vintage year on it, wines are sourced from more than 1 year. And I just want to play a little bit of that report just to give you an idea of how that goes. So let's play a little bit of that. Hi all, this is daveac doing a little bit of an on-the-spot report. Well, not completely on the spot, more outside the spot. Yes, I've just been doing some of my weekly shopping here at one of my local supermarkets. I do go to a number of them, but today I'm at the local Tesco's. And as well as doing some normal shopping, I've been looking at some of the wines that are on offer. Now, they're not usually that keen on you actually trying to take photographs in the shop. I think they think you're from some sort of rival firm trying to check out their prices. But rather than wait till I get home and wait till this evening when I do the bigger treaty, this hopefully will be on episode 9 tonight, I thought I'd just mention some of the things that I noticed. Well, first of all, one of the great things... And I'll stop it there. But the main thing I go on that report to talk about is this range of wines from Tesco's. And I'll mention a little bit more about that towards the end of this vblog. Now, it's a sort of a global theme this week because as well as this news about the world now having 7 billion inhabitants in it, the other pieces of news item I got are also global, but on global in the text sense of actual satellite launches. I mean, I talked an episode or 2 ago about the European new satellite system that's going up, that's on global positioning, and they're setting up a network that probably won't be working until 2015. But there's been 2 other satellite launches I just wanted to mention, because this is a vblog and these are things that do interest me, hopefully will interest you. And one is particularly for the people in the UK, and that is we should be getting more satellite channels soon as the build up towards Christmas, because the latest satellite that delivers most of the point in the sky, which is 28.2 degrees east, that is where a lot of satellites are co-located that beam down to Britain and Europe. Now, one of the things is with this newest Astra 1N that has launched, it has more of what are called spot beams. Now that means that channels that have got the rights to say show sport in the UK but not in Germany, France and Italy, because it's a narrow beam, they can show the sports because only people in the UK where they have the rights will see it. So it should lead to some more channels coming on what's called the FreeSat system. And the channels we're looking forward to are Channel 5S, 5 Star, 5US, maybe even Film 4HD, E4HD, more 4HD. There is room for those more channels. Not all of those, of course, will make it onto the free view system because that has got limited capacity. But this new satellite will increase the capacity for satellite transmitted channels, hopefully fairly soon. The other satellite that's gone up is a very important one as well. It's the NPP Weather and Climate satellite, and this is a new satellite to increase, the gathering of information about global weather systems. And this is an unusual satellite because it's going to go in a polar orbit. So it goes, North Pole, South Pole, and as the Earth rotates, it means it scans the whole of the Earth's surface over time, and that means it should gather a lot of very good data to help predict, these massive weather systems that can cause real chaos and human suffering. So very, very interesting indeed. So that is something that I just wanted to mention. Okay, let me just see if I've got so many little links here. Right, I think what we'll do before we go on to some wine stuff I want to do and the wine tasting itself is I mentioned that I was the 75th billion something human to have walked this earth. But there's another little neat side, and that is where you can put in your date of birth and it will tell you which where you are in that 7 billion. Let me first of all read you the number that I am, and hopefully I'll get this right. Let me see if I can read it right. I am the 2,445,874,798 person alive on the planet at the moment. So that's because, of course, I've been alive for virtually almost 65 years. So if you go to this site to find out, it's a BBC World News site, and the URL for it is this: bbc.co.uk/news/world hyphen, and then this series of numbers, 153-91515. So that's world dash 15351. No, got that right, David. World dash 153-91515. You put in your date of birth and it calculates where you come in that 7 billion. Where do you fit? And as I say, I come somewhere around the what was it, 2.5 billion number. So I thought that was really a little interesting thing. Yeah, 2.5 billionth I am. So that means there's nearly nearly 5 billion people been born since I've been born. That can't be right. Seems amazing. I do remember that watching this TV program, something like 200. There are 200,000 extra people on the planet every day. 200,000 new people every day. Okay, that's about it. I've got time to talk about my wine. So, as I said, the wine I drank at the Big and Fruity was the Simply Zinfandel. That was about £5.50, and I really enjoyed it. I prefer something like the Ravenswood Zinfandel, the Lodi Zinfandel, but that actually was very nice indeed, and I would buy that again. Today, I've got this one, which is Simply Shiraz Reserve, Southeastern Australia. No year on it, but 13% by volume. Look at that. I don't even need to show you the back. Vibrant red curry and bramble Shiraz from the sunny vineyards of Australia. Quickly do the back. Freeze frame. Drink within a year of purchase. Once open, drink within 2 days. And we've got it poured out. You've seen me already had a drink, but I have been getting fruit aromas from it, and I've been actually getting much more black currant than berry flavours. Yeah, I'm getting a much more black curranty flavour, and I'm getting a little bit of earthiness coming through. So let's have a little sip. That is rather nice. There's just a little bit of tannins, not a lot. A little bit of vanilla, not a lot. It's mainly quite, for a Shiraz, it's not a very complex one, I must admit, but it's actually rather pleasant. If you got that as a house red at a restaurant and you just asked for a glass of red wine, you'd be reasonably happy. £5.50, so that's about $8.50, I think. As I say, it's not a vintage wine. They can use grapes for more than 1 year, so it's obviously sourced from lots of vineyards, but that actually gives a reasonable value of wine. And before we finish, I just want to take you to, I'll mention a Tesco page, because there's a Tesco page, it's called their Grapevine page, www.tesco.com/wine, and you should come up there and you click on the link which says October magazine, and it's talking about this new range of wines. Simply brilliant, it says, our new range of great value, versatile wines. This autumn we've added 150 brilliant new wines to our range, as well as bottles from some of the world's top winemakers. We've introduced some fascinating new grape varietals, plus a number of new lighter and lower alcohol styles for you to try. If you're after great value, versatile wines, our new Simply range should be perfect, with Simply Riesling, Simply Cabernet Sauvignon, and many more. These are just the thing for enjoying at the end of a busy day. So it looks like if you just want a modestly priced wine for a midweek drink, they're onto a bit of a winner with this Simply range. I certainly did like the Zinfandel. And one quick thing while I'm on this page, a little bit of a wine fact. In their drink aware section that they always tend to have now on these sites that sell alcohol is a little nibble of a fact, and it says, did you know on average it takes 3 hours for 3 units of alcohol to leave your system? That's one of the things that people who drink very late at night have to be aware, that if they're driving to work the next morning, they can still have alcohol in their bloodstream and still not really be fit to drive, and indeed risk getting a penalty if they're stopped and breathalyzed. So that's always something. If you've been drinking till 2 or 3 in the morning and then you're driving at 6:30 or 7 in the morning, that is something you do really need to be aware of. Well, we're almost up to 17 minutes, so I think I better stop there, David. Thanks for watching, you 7 billion people, you. And I hope some of those 7 billion will be back next week for my next episode. Thank you, and catch you next time. Bye all.